ready to take your investment game to the next level? Introducing Digital Investor, your ultimate guide to mastering the digital marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Digital Investor brings you cutting-edge game theoretical strategies, expert insights, and real-time tips and tactics to analyze, evaluate, invest, and grow your wealth. Don't miss out on the digital revolution. Visit www.nickblacknex.com and start your journey with Digital Investor today.
Brandon, you want to know?
Oh boy,
you want to know a movie that was actually really good?
Which one?
Well, I'll tell you which one. Well, I can't tell you what that is, but I tell you what movie sucked.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic
Which one?
Four.
Well, that was expected, though. Come on, look at it.
It was awful. I mean,
there was nothing even in the trailers. I don't even want to watch it.
Yeah, it was uncomfortably bad. Yeah. You're just like, it's the first time I found myself like nodding off during a movie. Like,
really bad?
When you go to a funeral, you kind of like nod off. This is like that, but for 2.5 hours. It was the funeral of the Marvel Universe.
Oh boy.
It was bad.
What are they even doing? What's the fantastic? Let me see what the IMDb is. Hold on, fantastic.
Oh, I'm sure it's sick. They got all their little, rubes that are just pro anything that they do at Marvel. But
yeah, that's true.
It
is bad. I mean, it's good. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What a bunch of bullshit. That movie was terrible. And it's like, visually it was cool, but they're all cool. When you spend $200 million on a movie, it's going to look cool.
It better look cool.
The story was garbage. The acting was garbage. Like, I don't know what else. You only have the story and the dialogue.
Garbage.
If the story is garbage and the dialogue is garbage, all you have is garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway. Well,
yeah, I get that. I get that.
There. I'm going to save you guys from going and wasting some money this weekend on that dumpster fire. Because once the fans you never know. I mean, some of these people, maybe you know what it is? It's the same thing as the Ripple community. 10 years going, they still don't have a company. 10 years going, they still don't have real clients. We love Ripple. We love Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. Oh, you mean the guy that's right now, as we speak, selling against you? Who at the top started selling tokens? Of course you saw that.
Yes.
Oh, good old gentleman Chris. Brad Garlinghouse and Chris. The two of the scummiest, thieviest douchebags on the planet. We love them. I remember one time, it was back in like 2018, 2019. It was when people were slinging mud at Brad Garlinghouse. They were like, hey, your company's really not doing any of the things it says. There's some questionable behavior in the token. There's some questionable behavior on your kind of delegated representative, that whole bullshit thing where they owned like 85% of the nodes that are validating transactions. They're like, yeah, it's decentralized. Like, they're all yours. Like, no, only 85% of the validators are ours. The other 15% are our subsidiaries that we own. Then it's 100%. Anyway, they were slinging mud at Brad, and some people would come out on Twitter. Hey, take it easy on Brad. He's just doing what he can. Take it easy, dude. Take it easy on a billionaire who stole from people and continues to do it. Why are we taking it easy on these dudes, man? Anyway, that's it.
That's what I try to tell people, that they have infinite money to sell, basically, right? Infinite.
Yes.
And this will always keep happening. Why would they stop printing infinite money?
And this is the best part. This money isn't Ripple's. It was kind of gifted to Ripple, right? But Ripple didn't create this. Jeb McCaleb created this. He launched it, and the investors in Ripple, they didn't even participate in the tokens. It was given to
they haven't bought any.
To Jeb McCaleb and the executives, and they basically told, because Jesse, what is his name? The guy that started Yahoo. Him, Bitcoin Jesus, Roger Ver, they were all investors in Ripple. Guess how many XRP tokens they got? 0.
Yeah.
0. They didn't give the investors tokens. Jeb McCaleb made them and said, you get some, Brad, you get some, Chris, you get some. And they handed it David Schwartz, that idiot who hasn't done shit in 17,000 years since he was probably fired from the NSA for having questionable material on his computer.
Yep.
Dude. Dude. Okay, go ahead. That's the end of my
this is just the Chris Larson outflow. Everybody's tracking this. It's on chain. $200 million worth of XRP in the past 10 days. He sold.
Yeah, but he's a believer, though. No, he believes in XRP, though, right?
What's the reason for selling this? Nobody knows. Nobody cares, apparently. Don't know. Oh, yeah, this guy. Don't worry. He only has 8.6 billion more to dump on you guys.
Yeah.
That's just Chris Larson.
Yeah.
That's just Chris Larson.
They handed themselves 25% of all the tokens. Now, when you're in the crypto world, anything more than 15% for the entire company is sketch. As far as the employees and stuff, any more than 15%, you have to be very suspicious. They gave themselves 25%. That's not counting what Jeb McCaleb took. So we're talking about they divided up amongst their little homies 25 billion tokens. Then they locked up the other tokens after everybody was like, hey, what's up with the Ripple, with all the Ripples? At that time it was Ripples, then it became XRP. What's up with all the tokens? We're not going to dump them. They're like, prove you're not going to dump them. So they wrapped up the tokens in a rolling escrow. And that's what the Ripple escrow is. This rolling escrow that releases 1 billion tokens a month. 1 billion tokens a month. And then the company just uses whatever they want. That's why everybody there's got a fat ass salary. They don't do anything. They've done nothing. The XRP ledger moves 0 money. None. Fucking 0. And everybody's like, no, XRP, the standard. The standard what? It's the standard idiot token. When you see people that load up on XRP, you just got to go, are you guys fucking stupid? But I am glad that we got this run because at least they can get some of their money back. Because I don't think I don't think you should be poor just because you're stupid. That seems mean-spirited.
That's right.
Like, I don't want you to be poor. If you're stupid you've been sentenced to stupid it's a life sentence, unfortunately. So I don't want you to also be poor. I'd like you to not be poor and just be stupid. Right? So
reading some of these comments already, just on this post alone, really paints a picture. What about the early Bitcoin developers who are selling 80,000 Bitcoin? Is that dumping or is that okay? Because they held 13 years. Oh, wait, so did Chris. So he's defending Chris here. This one's good. He can dump 200 million more. We are not complaining. He's doing everyone a favor, allowing cheap coins.
Yeah.
This is good. Well, Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, wait, one more. Mark Zuckerberg dumped Meta at 400, 500, 600, now 700. Like every CEO, to be honest. XRP is bigger than him now. This is the drop in the big bucket.
These people are so fucking stupid. Okay, first of all, the comparison with the Bitcoin devs didn't get tokens. They didn't get anything. You had to mine tokens. You had to run the Bitcoin core software. There was no fucking handout of tokens. What is that idiot talking about?
Yeah.
That's not how Bitcoin works. It's proof of work, you dummy. So just for you guys that don't know, Bitcoin started, there were 0 tokens. Then when the first block was mined, there were 50 tokens. When the second block was mined, and work through this 100. With me. Yes.
100. Oh, I'm going 100.
Yeah.
And let me guess, 150, 250, 300.
Yes.
They kept mining them 1 block at a time.
1 block at a time, and there was competition. That was the whole point. That was the whole point. That's why Bitcoin is what it is. It wasn't a distribution. XRP was a mint. They minted the tokens and gave them to themselves. And then Jed McCaleb promptly realized that the people at Ripple were a bunch of fucking crooks. And he left and started Stellar, the Stellar Foundation, Stellar.org, Stellar Lumens, which is supposed to be a better, quicker, less scummy XRP. And it's equally, it's not as scummy. It's kind of scummy. And so the deal was, at first the XRP community was mad at Jed McCaleb because he was selling his tokens. He had billions. I think he had somewhere between, I mean, he was the creator, by the way. Oh, incidentally, this is the guy that sold MT Gox to Mark Karpellis before it crashed.
Sure. Yeah.
So Jed McCaleb goes from there, Ripple, leaves Ripple, takes his tokens, Stellar Foundation. So, anyway, follow the breadcrumbs. But people buy dumber stuff. Yeah.
This is, he's a dirtbag. Okay, coin's up 390%. So XRP's up because of this. A lot of people have drank the Kool-Aid, and so they're all sheep on board. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's what's happening. That's any meme coin, same thing. Pepe, it's just not really a real investable project if you want like something that's safe. But if you want to gamble, sure.
Remember when we talk about idiots? I'm not going to call you an idiot, but I'm going to say that's an idiosyncratic argument. As a matter of fact, it's an idiot argument. Not that you're an idiot, but that's an idiot. That's like people saying, I ain't hating these gains. Brandon, can you put up a 10-year chart? Or go back to 2017 when Bitcoin hit 20,000, by the way. Bitcoin's at 120,000, so Bitcoin's done 600%. Let's see what XRP's done. If you bought in 2017, and Chris, we both know you weren't here in 2017.
2017. Oh, my chart doesn't go back that far.
Okay, where's it go? Early 2018 at least?
Yeah, 65 cents. So.
Okay, it hit its $3 run during late 2017 and early 2018, like the first 3 to 4 weeks of 2018. It has done zero in 2017 to 2018 to 2019 to 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. What am I missing? That's 8, right? That's 8. Work with me here, Chris. That's 8 years, right? So in 8 years, you made fucking 0%. You made zero. And right now, because Chris Larson's selling, you can't even sell that. You can't even sell your tokens and break even. So please bring me the arguments. Bring me the, I ain't hating these gains. Yes, if you were fucking lucky and you got in when it was less than it is now, awesome. You did good. You made a good trade. You made a flawed trade, like intellectually flawed, but it worked. But you know what? I'm not hating. One, again, I want everyone to make money. Not dumb people, smart people, silly people. I don't mind it when crooks make money. It doesn't really bother me. I don't like it when politicians make money because we voted them in there to then be crooked. That feels a little sketch. But if someone's a professional criminal and they do their criminaling and they have a drug empire, if they're willing to take whatever comes with running a drug empire, which is usually like bullets, death and cops, okay, hey, that's their money, bro. They made that money. I'm not hating on the success. I'm not hating on the money. I'm going to a buffet at my friend's house on Saturday. You know what he did? He does the payments for Fortnite.
Oh, that's awesome.
His company. You want to know what they call him? Well, they call him Sir, but also
a money printer.
He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. Anyway, so because he does the payments for Fortnite. That's a very obscure, random thing. He nailed it. So
that's a great niche, is what they call that. That's a good niche market.
I don't hate
It was only over $3 for like a day. in 2018, right?
Yeah, but it was. I saw it. I was on a soccer field that day. I looked at it. I was like, holy crap. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe this thing
XRP.
is going to 589.
And then 5 days later, it was down 50%. So really average. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Crazy. Oh, all right. That's saying good. Okay. So the other thing that I want to,
just because numbers go up doesn't mean you made a good decision. Now, here's why I say that. Because if you use flawed logic and you win at a trade, well, then that's just pure gambling. Okay, that's cool. You gamble, but what is the likelihood that that's a repeatable?
A repeatable? Let's ask James Wynn. Let's ask Mr. James.
Oh. So this is the thing, is if you don't have some system for applying some kind of objective reality to what you're looking at, then you're just guessing. And if you're just guessing, fuck it, go to Vegas. Why are you even messing with internet and computers? Go to Vegas and punt all your shit on green, red, or black. Like, why go through all of the intellectual dishonesty of pretending you're investing?
Yeah.
The
other thing,
Render. I made a lot of money on Render. And it depends. And again, it depends when on all of these. When did you get into Solana? For some people, yes, Solana was a good investment. Not everyone. For some people, Render was a good investment. Not everyone. And again, you say would have made decent return. You would have made decent return if you had bought lower and sold higher. You wouldn't have if you cherry pick dates and look at prices and go, if I had bought, no fucking shit. If I had bought when it was lower and if I had sold when it was higher, I made profit. That doesn't make it a good trade. It is a profitable trade, but a good trade is based on some kind of theory other than, unless you're a meme coin trader, and maybe the theory is invest in bad shit and who knows what might happen. Like, what is your thesis? It's like winning the lottery. If you put some money in a junk project and it goes up, that's great that you made the money. But then what are you going to do? You're going to give it all back because you're still stupid. I'm not saying anybody here is stupid. I'm saying you're stupid in that you don't know why you won. You won because of randomness. It's like betting on random particles floating through the universe. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a repeatable strategy. If you don't have a repeatable strategy, then you're going to give it all back because the same stupid that got you lucky will get you poor. Like, I don't know why this isn't I don't know why this isn't abundantly obvious. I have all sorts of projects that I bought that went up that are crap, and I don't talk about them.
Yeah. I did pretty well in NFTs. I don't talk about that either because that was just sheer.
Because it was all bullcrap. We got lucky on some.
It was horrible. It's not something that I would ever tell anybody to do. But here we go. Okay, so a couple things we got to cover. Obviously, you saw that last week the big news was 80,000 Bitcoin got sent over to, what was it? It was Galaxy Digital. They're like, oh, Galaxy's buying this 80,000. Turns out they did buy it, but now they're selling it. So they sold 70,000 of the 80,000 so far. Last night they did most of it. It's 30,000 last night. It actually didn't affect the price of Bitcoin. I mean, it's down a little bit, but not too much. I mean, most of it, 80,000.
Those aren't going to be direct sales though. That's going to be OTC sales. Mostly.
Well, it was all OTC to Galaxy. So the guy OTC'd it. Yeah. Everybody's like, no, he sold it. I'm like, well, yeah, he sold it, but it's OTC, so it's not going to affect the market.
Yeah.
These guys are OTCing, but it does take buy pressure off the normal market because if they can get it OTC, they're not going to buy it in the open market. So kind of
ish. Anyway. Yes. When it all plays out, yes, that's pressure that would be.
Yeah.
But what I will say about Galaxy is, remember, with Galaxy, put it in perspective, this is a company that hemorrhages about $200 million a quarter.
Yeah, they do.
So if they bought at a discount, and remember, an OTC deal typically means you bought exactly at a fixed price or at a rolling average price or at a discount. Now they probably got a discount, and I don't know do you know what the source of these Bitcoin were? Was it an early Bitcoiner?
Yeah, the guy had held for 14 years, and so even the signatures, I don't know if you track the signatures on the wallet just to send them to Galaxy was an old signature method. So the guy was old school. Yeah.
I think that's a good purchase, Bill. Okay, so what I would say, okay, I have some knowledge about the OTC markets that I don't discuss because it's a pretty creepy, dark market. And it skirts the edge of tax avoidance and stuff like that. Remember, tax avoidance you're not supposed to do. Tax preparation is good. What is the other word? You can do the different kinds of tax things you can do. Tax avoidance is the one that's borderline illegal. You're not supposed to avoid taxes. You're supposed to create the best tax scenario for your personal situation. Okay. Anyway, the OTC market is all about tax avoidance. It is a very dark market. It's mostly, oddly enough, the main stable coin used in the Bitcoin OTC market is Tron USDT. So that already tells you how sketchy it is. Is it avoidance is fine, but evasion is illegal? Well, yeah, you don't want to. Oh, that's good. Okay, yes, let's stick with that. Tax optimization. Yeah, and you don't want to do tax evasion. That part's illegal. Okay, so you guys both got that one right. So yes, let's focus on tax optimization, though. That sounds a little bit better. Okay, but anyway, point being, it's a very sketchy market. The way it basically works is there will be a designated purchase wallet. A sender, a seller will come and look for a buyer that has between 10 and 20 million dollars in a wallet of USDT, Tron USDT, again, which is sketch. They will get the wallet insured. Lloyd's, one of their subsidiaries, will insure the wallet. They'll do these transactions back and forth. They'll guarantee the wallet with this particular seller and buyer for a series of transactions. They'll designate how many tokens are going to be swapped. The buyer's wallet, the one with the 10 or 20 million in it, basically what they will do is they'll already have an OTC partner that's waiting. So one of these OTC desks will be linked up to them, and all these assholes are involved. Galaxy's involved. They're all in on it. And they'll sit there and wait. So they're underneath the buyer's wallet. The seller will sell the tokens at anywhere between a 3 and a 6% discount to the current spot market price. One, because their tax burden would be way higher. Two, because selling those tokens on the open market would probably dip the price more. And these are for the small ones are 1,000 Bitcoins. And I've seen them as high as 10,000 and some claiming to be more than that. But the typical number is between 1,000 and 10,000 Bitcoin. This happens every day, all day long. You guys have no clue how often this happens because one of my buddies is very deep in it. Makes a lot of money in it. I just don't do it because it seems very sketchy. But you can participate, right? Like you can seed the wallet. So basically what happens is they'll go, okay, the sender will he'll start with 10 Bitcoin. They'll immediately purchase the 10 Bitcoin. The OTC will then sell the 10 Bitcoin. Then they'll do some 10s, some 20s, some 50s, some 100s, and then it's just like 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500. And then it just keeps circulating through the wallet, that same wallet. Bitcoin goes in, they go to the OTC, the OTC liquidates it because the OTC's already lined up buyers. So the OTC takes a piece. The people that own this wallet, there's usually a group of investors that own that wallet. They take a piece. The OTC usually takes 20 to 25 basis points. And then the end buyer is still going to get a discount. So on this kind of a deal, they probably had an immediate 3 to 4% discount. So let's call it 3%. So Brandon, let's do some math. They had 80,000. And again, this is a company that doesn't make a lot of money. Galaxy is they lose a lot of money. So if they have a quick win like this, they're going to take it. Novogratz can go on CNBC and tell you how long he is Bitcoin, all he wants. He's a fucking liar too, right? So 80,000 Bitcoin. Let's say they did a rolling average price and they did it at 117,000. But then it's going to be a discount. So let's see what the total math on that would be. So let's say he's going to get a discount. He's going to basically make 3% of that. So what's 3%?
That's 9 billion times 3%, let's just say. So 28 million. No, wait. 280 million. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Remember, this is a company that loses how much per quarter?
So they just made their quarterly revenue
They
plus.
made their quarter. That's how it works. And this happens all day long. What's happening on exchanges is nothing. It is absolutely nothing compared to what's happening in the OTC markets all the time. And a tiny percentage, a tiny fraction, they might not have made that much. It might have been 2.5 points by the time it was all said and done. But still, they made their $200 million. So don't judge people by what they say, judge people by what they do. This is the same Novogratz, by the way, that's telling everyone to hold until $1 trillion, hold until Bitcoin hits 900,000 or 1 million. The same guy will say that, and then they will sell 80,000 Bitcoin 14 minutes after they buy them. Why? Because they're a company that loses $200 million a quarter. And it doesn't really matter what they think the future might be. He may believe Bitcoin will get to 1 million, which I believe it will, but he can't wait because at $200 million a quarter, he doesn't have a company left by the time Bitcoin hits $1 million a coin. There is no Galaxy Digital left. So probably if I was in his shoes, I'd probably do the same damn thing. Just take the profit. Although, God, he's sure going to look back and feel like Germany if Bitcoin hits 250K this year. People are going to be going back to Galaxy Digital like, what a bunch of idiots. Do you see the picture where the guy's like showing the Bitcoin chart and it's the German chancellor and it looks like he's holding her eyes open?
I think I might have seen that actually. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. So, it's tricky, man. But the OTC market's massive. And so what you're seeing on Coinbase and Kraken and all this kind of stuff, it's nothing. Even what you're seeing on Binance, it's nothing. A lot of exchanges will participate in this too, like surprise, crypto.com. I'm sure that's surprising to everyone that they participate in these OTC, these quiet tax avoidance OTC deals.
Yeah.
And I've actually consulted on a few of them, but it just feels really scammy. And that's always the feeling I get when I go is like, this is a giant tax cheat is all this is. And I said, why don't you guys just wrap your Bitcoin in Ethereum and then just go borrow against it and then take the full borrow and you owe nothing. You owe nothing. It's too much trouble. They'd rather just, I'm like, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm like, you guys know how it works. If the U.S. government ever finds out, you guys are screwed. No, like, no. We're fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Good luck. They're always living in third world countries or non-extradition countries or Saudis. A lot of Saudis involved, a lot of British involved. Very sketch. All right. What else we got?
The Morpho stuff. I wanted to go over this again really quickly. There's a little bit of confusion, so I just want to make sure this is clear for everybody when they go to look at the markets here. You can read this pretty easy. So I've just narrowed this down to Ethereum, and typically I would do USDC, but I'm showcasing USDT here for a reason. So, okay, so what do we got here? So this is the collateral line, okay? So this is what you're lending. So for example, right here, this top one, you're lending wrap staked Ethereum, okay? And then you're getting a loan in USDT, and you can check these things out. This is all, I don't even have to click into these to read this. Max loan to value is 86%. That's great. Okay. Market size 23.67 million USDT. So they have a pretty big pool in there. About half of it's utilized. You can see about half of it's loaned out. Rates 4%. Okay. That's pretty decent. If I go over here, I can also lend wrapped Ethereum, which doesn't generate yield, but then my borrow rate's 0.84%. So it's pretty much a, I'm not going to say it's sixes, and I can math it out and show you guys why, but it has to do with you're lending the whole amount, but you're only borrowing 50%. So you actually this is actually a little bit better deal because you're getting 2.83% on your wrap staked Ethereum, but that's besides the point, not what I want to dive into right here. Let's go to these next little ones here. This one's wrapped Ethereum, USDT, 86%. It looks exactly the same as this top one here, but they only have 510,000 in the pool, 497,000 of it's utilized. So they have almost a 90% utilization of that pool. Ouch. So their rate is 31%. Okay. So I know a couple of guys that have hopped into these lower ones. I don't know why, but they have small pools and the rate's going to change accordingly. So as the pool fills up, as more people loan out of this pool, the rate's going to go up to incentivize people to pull back out of the pool because they don't want to be capping the top of their pool either. Their contracts are written in a way that they don't want their entire pool to be lent out. They want to have a fat buffer. Okay.
Hey, listen,
so
Brandon,
50%.
Anybody that wants to borrow at 31%, come to me and Brandon, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
We'll lend to you at 30%.
Yeah, so watch out for that. And I would go check up on your loans now and again to make sure that your pool isn't overutilized. Like make sure that you are in a pool that has a good amount of margin. If you're not, your rate will start bumping up and you'll see that, okay? So make sure to check that as much as possible. This 31% happened because this pool was so small to begin with, and whoever hopped into this kind of didn't read all the tea leaves, you know? So let's just make sure that we're reading exactly why we're hopping into a pool. Hop into a big pool. This one's huge. Why would you hop into this one with only $100,000 available? You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense. Also, don't do USDT, just do USDC, man. You can go in here and you can type USDC, okay? And you can select those pools. So if you want to do Ethereum, it'll show you all your options for USDC, okay? As well. So you can do this, 4.74%. ETH Plus, no idea what that is. I'm not going to do it. This one, wrap staked Ethereum. You can get USDC. That pool's fat, 1.73%. Boom. Take that one all day long, okay? Just go check those out and then check back maybe once a week or something. Make sure that your rate's not going through the roof because the pool's over leveraged.
And Chris, the reason OTC trades is you still need to think of OTC trades as just moving tokens from one MetaMask wallet to another. That's all that's happening. So OTC trades don't participate in price discovery. Right? Because they're not going to either a regulated or a recognized exchange where prices are aggregated. So for instance, you go to CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap uses a bunch of different exchange information to get an aggregate price, and they weight it based on the exchange, how much volume is there. They'll look at Binance probably first, and Coinbase second, Kraken third. They'll go down the list. Then they come up with a market price, right? Based on the last sales of the asset, as close to real time as possible. They do all these, like they're constantly doing these little API calls, ding, 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 and to get a price. Well, none of that's happening with OTC. So you could move all of the Bitcoin in the world OTC. And if one person does one transaction on one exchange for 13 cents worth of Bitcoin, that's the price.
Yeah.
Right? That's the price.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Credit cards. Man, wouldn't it be cool if you can invest in credit cards, but like be an investor in credit card debt?
Oh,
except
like treasury debt?
Is it? But they're never going to pay it back. That's the problem.
That's the problem. It is high risk. I mean, these guys are charging 30% kind of for a reason. They probably get $1 out of $3 back. You know?
Maybe the
I
Fed
bet they get more than that.
maybe
I
the
don't
Fed
know.
should release a credit card.
Yeah.
They
Set
could
their
call
own
it
rates.
FedEx, Amex,
Yeah.
FedEx. Oh.
I see what you did there.
Any
FedEx
legal
is taken though.
developments? No, nothing yet. I hit their lawyers up. Their lawyers said, "Hey, we're putting some stuff together. When you want to jump on a call?" I'm like, "I don't need to jump on a call. Send me what you have, and I'll read it because I'm not stupid."
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I do like
No
that
response.
idea.
Why? Oh, well,
Nothing.
because if you send me an email, you can't charge those guys $400 an hour, I guess. So now you don't want to talk. These guys are all snakes, man. Fucking lawyers. Anyway, okay.
Lawyers make the most money ever.
Should we? No, my buddy told me he went to law school because he had no marketable skills.
Yep.
All right. Should we go behind the wall now?
Yes.
Talk about behind the wall stuff.
Wall time. Let's go.
Talk about the monies.
All the monies.
All the monies in the world. Let's go here, here, here. Let's go. Ooh, look at that one. Knowledge is power. I like that one. Knowledge is power.
True.
Going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now. We're going behind the proverbial wall now to